I've just heard it's like one of the all-time greatest. Who directed it?
I've heard of this movie maybe once before.
The director isn't on here.
Oliver Stone. No,
Is it an Oliver Stone movie? I don't know. But the movie's about this guy named Ron Kovic, played by Tom Cruise, where he seeks to serve his country in Vietnam. Once he's paralyzed in the war, however, he returns home to a country he feels has betrayed him. Sometimes the most patriotic thing you can do is speaking out when you witness something wrong.
Damn. And you know that Tom Cruise was actually born on the 3rd of July?
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh.
Fun fact.
Came up a little short
I know.
because he's short.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen him in a different way when you watch his movies now? How like when he stands next to other actors?
All the time. I'm like, you're not that tall.
What kind of magic is this? You just all of a sudden grew an extra 6 inches? Likely story.
Yeah. Up next is Young Mr. Lincoln. I've never seen this movie.
Young
Mr. Lincoln. John Ford's classic drama stars legendary Henry Fonda as one of our most legendary leaders. This biopic looks at Lincoln's early years before he was tasked with piecing back together a torn-apart country. But it's a moving portrait of a young man who was destined for greatness. So it's like back in his lawyer years when he wasn't President Lincoln yet.
And killing vampires?
You're right. And killing vampires. I never saw that movie. Did you guys
terrible.
watch that movie?
It was so terrible.
No.
Was it bad?
It was so terrible.
I was really looking forward to. Should I still try to catch it?
Yeah, definitely.
You saw it?
It's so bad, but you got to watch it. It's
really?
Does
it's
it come
funny
around to being good? It's so bad. Is it one of those?
It's interesting because it's based off of that novel. It's very intriguing, but it's just so bad.
I heard it had pretty good action scenes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah?
It does. Yeah, the action
That's
sequences
what I
are
heard about
really dope. But like the lines are just super lame. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but like when you hear them and you're sitting there, you're just like, oh, Jesus. But definitely watch it.
Yeah, I got to catch it one of these days. It's one of those things that's just gratuitous.
Yeah.
Like when I saw the live action Street Fighter movie from back in the day with Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile.
Yeah.
Wow.
You never saw that one?
I was about to bring up a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, so that's hilarious. I'll go with your first. I'll tell you mine second.
Well, I mean, how stupid is it to cast Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile, the most American one, and he has the accent and this thing, and it was awful.
It's like, wait a minute, is he French American?
So, which movie were you going to talk about?
Double Team with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Oh yeah.
So the reason why I bring up that movie is it kind of reminds me of that Abraham Lincoln vampire movie where it has like these pretty cool action sequences. The overall has the stupidest, cheesiest 90s, 80s slogans across throughout as Dennis Rodman makes the stupidest basketball puns. But then the ending where like the fucking guys in the Coliseum fighting Jean-Claude Van Damme and there's mines and he steps on the mine and he's like, oh shit, I stepped on a mine, I fucked up, and Jean-Claude Van Damme's like, I'm getting out of here.
I mean it.
And then and the tiger comes out and it's about to like maul him. He's like coming right at him and he just steps off the mine while the whole fucking thing explodes. And they're running out of the Coliseum, hiding behind some Coke vending machines as the fire explodes next to them. But my point is that ending was beautiful. This movie sucked. Awesome ending.
Do you remember the part of the movie where they have to remove their fingerprints or something like that? He does that in the movie.
Is it that movie?
Isn't it?
Maybe.
Could have sworn.
I don't remember. I remember the ending.
That was gross. Yeah, and then he puts it like on an eraser so that it can, let him in to the door he was trying to get through.
Are you sure you're not talking about that Cyber Soldier movie he was in?
Cyber Soldier.
That's not because that scene sounds familiar. Does it sound familiar from this movie?
Nope. Oh yeah, I guess I'm wrong. Fuck it.
Back to 4th of July.
4th of July movies, everybody. The next one up was Red Dawn. Have you guys seen Red Dawn?
Yes.
Remember in the 80s when Russians were our enemies? In this alternate timeline action movie, Russia invades the United States and takes over. Who's left to save us? A pack of teens led by Patrick Swayze, of course. So there's that. And, I would have never thought that a Marvel movie would be considered as a great 4th of July movie, but Captain America, the First Avenger.
Yeah, all right.
I can see that going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. I'm not mad at it.
And I need to watch this movie. I've been telling myself I need to watch this movie for a very long time because The Simpsons made pretty much an episode about this kind of movie, or this movie in particular. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Have you guys ever checked out this movie? It's a black and white movie. It's particularly old. But apparently it's one of the best movies ever made about American politics. Frank Capra's classic stars James Stewart as a naive young senator who quickly learns that the scheming and gaming in our nation's capital isn't in the American people's best interest. But the young idealist refuses to back down in the face of its corrupt colleagues.
That sounds pretty cool.
That sounds pretty cool, and it sounds relevant to today. So
yeah, totally. And the Simpsons episode I'm talking about is Mr. Lisa Goes to Washington. I think that's the one where she has to write the essay. She has to write the essay, and she's in that essay competition, and then she goes to Washington because she makes the finals. And it's about, like, it's supposed to be a patriotic essay that she writes and reads out loud, and that's what got her there. But then
someone else wrote it, right?
Well, she goes to the Lincoln Steps, and then she sees like a couple politicians getting together, and one's bribing the other. And
that's right.
And then
she
sees the politics as they really are and how they really go down over in Washington. And Mr. Lisa Goes to Washington. So that was the list. Can you think of any other good American movies other than the ones you guys? Not Braveheart, you douche.
The only other one I would recommend is strictly personal preference is October Sky. If you haven't seen it.
Yeah, the one with Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yeah,
that was good.
I don't know that I've seen that one.
No,
that's a
dude.
Really
it's about
movie.
It's about what's his name? Homer.
I don't know, Homer something.
Homer something. It's basically
Simpson.
No, Dick. It's about how these kids during like the height of space travel in the 60s. Rocket engineering. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty
dope. The whole basically like a race to get to space, kind of like between Russia and the United States, and Sputnik had been released by the Russians, and they had seen it. He got inspired and wanted to get more into rocket engineering, so he starts kind of being an amateur scientist with all that, and he starts building his own rockets and setting them off and blowing up parts of his house.
I think he started building like the first model rockets, like he was building, and they were actually creating their own rocket fuel. Like from moonshine, like they would go to the moonshiners in West Virginia, and they would use it to make rocket fuel, and they would use it, and they would light that shit up.
They had to get special steel for the housings of the rockets. Yeah, they had entered a competition, and in their design, they were able to find their.
And I haven't seen this movie.
No, dude, it's a great movie,
fantastic movie.
You really need to see this.
Go see this movie.
I'm really surprised you have not seen this. Like this is totally your type of movie.
Yeah, I think you would really enjoy.
Fuck you.
Well,
all right.
Never.
Well, a couple other movies that I thought of, and you guys can tell me if you agree or not, but I thought these were fucking American as all fuck. Saving Private Ryan.
Yes.
That's a good one.
That's one of my all-time favorite movies, by the way. Fucking classic. Apocalypse Now.
Oh, yeah, with Martin Sheen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know if that's really...
It's Vietnam. It's about an American soldier.
I guess. All right, fine.
And then, of course, everybody's lovable Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Another Vietnam movie.
Another one, yeah.
What about a TV show?
MASH?
To watch during 4th of July MASH?
McHale's Navy?
McHale's Baby?
Navy? Never seen
McHale's Navy.
No.
But Hogan's Heroes.
That's what I was about to say.
Isn't that Nazis?
Yeah. Same thing.
No, it's not. How dare you, sir?
Hey, but they're pulling pranks on the Nazis.
No, I got you all trumped though.
You Hogan's heroes, you.
I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
What's that, David?
I think I got you guys trumped though.
Okay.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill is...
Oh, yeah, that's American.
You could have that playing all day long on 4th of July.
I love King of the Hill
Me
so
too.
much.
Damn it, Bobby.
Whoa. That boy ain't right.
Also, propane and propane accessories.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And American Dad.
Yeah, American. Oh, that's kind of, yeah, all right. It's kind of like the same thing on Independence Day. It's just too on the nose, man.
So you're all trying to be obscure now? Like
not obscure,
like some
but
kind
I'm
of
just
fucking...
That's right. Only the hip kids know about King of the Hill.
You might as well throw in Family Guy too, and The Simpsons.
What? No.
Jesus Christ!
I'm going to throw in Jesus Christ.
He's American, right?
Shut up, dude.
Just shut up.
Shut up! Shut your goddamn mouth!
Woo! All right. If you guys don't have any other movies, I'm going to move on.
Very well.
Well, you guys remember Australia, the imaginary continent that flat earthers refuse to believe in?
Australia's not real, dude. Why do you keep bringing that up?
I know, man.
Well, Australia, as we know it, they've decided to beef up their vaccination laws. What do you guys think of these anti-vaxxers that are coming into play these days and refusing to vaccinate their kids in the face of science?
So if any of you listeners are anti-vaccinators,
fuck off.
Yeah, find another goddamn podcast. Because seriously, come on now. Like, what kind of evil witchcraft do you think is going on when they're vaccinated? They're trying to heal your kids. Like, heal your damn kids. Obviously, they need this. David, what do you think?
I'm okay with them hating on vaccines. Just stop bothering us about it, and you don't take them, and let us take them.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I've always said
It's kind of the centerist way, but all right.
And I've been broadcasting it lately. Don't be a dick. But am I a dick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If I want these kids,
anything.
All right.
If it comes out of your mouth, it's definitely dickish.
Oh well, shit. Well, don't be a dick, Josh. Well, this is IFL Science. I fucking love science. Posted this recently. I checked it out this morning, and it says the Australian government has beefed up its already relatively strong vaccination laws in a bid to push inoculation rates up to record highs around the country. According to a statement by MP Dan Tehan, the Minister of Social Services, as of July 1st, parents who don't vaccinate their children will lose part of their bi-weekly support payments.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get taxed twice a month if they don't vaccinate their kids. Those receiving family tax benefit Part A payments, which is I think some kind of welfare over in Australia.
Oh, okay.
Available for families earning around 59K of US dollars, will lose 21 of those US types of dollars every 2 weeks for each child not up to date with the required vaccinations.
Jeez.
Yeah, so they're going to crack down on this. And in 2016, the country introduced its no jab, no pay policy, which meant that the parents of unvaccinated kids will lose a child benefit payment supplement, about 544 US dollars at the year's end. So they're beefing them up even more now, and I wish they would do that here in the States, because goddamn, if I feel bad for like kids who really have no say in it, and then they end up getting the chicken pox, and everybody's freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the days of old where it's like, oh, let's get all the kids together with one kid that has chicken
Those days
pox.
are gone.
So
I was one of by the way,
pox.
I've never gotten the chicken pox.
Oh yeah, me either.
And I was always paired up with that kid across the street who had them. My mom's just like, go hang out with him and play video games. I'm like, Mom, but you never tell me to go play video games. This is so unlike you. Shut the fuck up and go to your friend's house. It's like, okay. So I never got him. I don't know what it is. But it's going to suck if I get him as an adult. That's
well, I think
really suck.
it'll be pretty bad. I know a buddy of mine got the chicken pox like at the age of 14, and he was in bed for like 2 weeks, and he was like having fevers, itching like crazy, and it was like blistering. It's like, nah, no, thank you. I'm so glad I did not have to experience any of that shit.
As long as you don't get it when you're old now, you'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah, because I think it does turns into shingles, right?
If you get it when you're old, it can kill you.
Yeah, it can get pretty bad.
God.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
That's why you get it when you're a kid. So you don't get it when you get old.
Just get vaccinated.
Or get vaccinated. Is
There
there a
you go.
vaccination
Yeah, there
against
is.
chicken?
Yeah,
Okay,
there's-
so then
yeah.
get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Everybody. Jesus.
And you know what makes me more surprised about this article is that there's anti-vaxxers in Australia. Do people not know that Australia is one of the most dangerous goddamn continents in the world? Like, there's a little centipede that can just walk up and bite you, and then there you go. You're done. You're done. You're done by a little bug, let alone vaccines.
Yeah. Well, this nation they've had some success with its increasingly strict vaccination laws in the past with implementing these things. People aren't dying because of some stupid, shit that they can easily avoid, which is nice. I mean, if you want to live.
Yeah.
Right?
I would assume so.
Yeah, just keep yourself healthier in the long run, because there's other diseases you can get too that kind of sit with you for like your rest of your life. You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
like your herpes.
like my herpes. that will be with me forever. You know, everybo's herpes, and that's the problem.
Thanks for closing up.